Hey guys, this is Michael England with AudioSway Labs. I've gone over to my laptop today so that we can do a little filming. I'm going to go through what an EQ is and how it works. Now, the reason why we want to use an EQ is you've gotten a good recorded sound, but you need to shape it a little bit. It's not fitting in the mix for whatever reason. Now I've got the kick drum soloed here. I'm using Harrison 32 mix bus, 32C. Now I've got the EQ right here built into the DAW. However, I'm going to use the demo here of the large version of the 32C channel so you can see it better. So essentially the way the EQ works is, let's hear the dry kick drum by itself. It already sounds pretty good, right? Now, the EQ is going to start with, here, let's turn everything off. You're going to start first with what are called filters. The first thing you use on an EQ, you've got a high pass filter and a low pass filter. Now, essentially, I'm going to have to keep hitting demo mode since I don't have the license for this. But anyway, essentially what happens is the high pass filter is going to let frequencies pass through that are from here up. So if we want the high pass filter, we're going to let everything above, say, 2K pass through. Now you hear how thin it sounds? That's the reason, because everything below 2K is cut out. That's why. It's allowing everything above 2K to come through. Now it's back. Same with the low pass. It allows the low frequencies to come through. Hear how the top end is now going away. Okay, so we don't need to use a low pass filter here because it's a well-recorded kick drum. Now, if it's not a well-recorded kick drum, the first thing I'm going to do is high pass it at around 40 hertz because everything below that is just going to be junk noise, just trash. Just rumble and stuff like that. So let's turn on the EQ itself. So now here we have, this is what's considered a bell curve right here. That little symbol. This is considered a shelf here. Similar to low pass and high pass filters, what these shelves do, though, is it's a low shelf and a high shelf. So it does the same thing, except the name is opposite. If your high pass shelf, for instance, see how it goes straight and then goes up? That's annoying. Anyway, it goes up, and the reason why is so that you can lift the highs above that. So let's say we want to lift the highs above 2K. I'll do that right there. You hear the kick drum get super clicky. Now, I can also turn this into a bell, which means it'll take this shape, the shape of a bell, and it can be raised or lowered above 2K. See, if I hit the bell button, now all of a sudden, instead of everything above 2K, it's going to be centered around 2K. Or if you find something you want to scoop out, just like that. Now, if I'm going to scoop or adjust a kick drum, what I'm going to do, generally, let's say I want a nice old school fat kick drum. I'm going to go around 2.2K or so, and I'm going to give it a boost. Hear how that, when you really turn it up, it gets real punchy in that kind of mid-range area. I don't want it to get too clicky, but just add some punch, maybe 3 dB. And if a kick drum's not well recorded, you can feel free to just adjust. I mean, go to town, get it where it sounds good. Don't worry about what the dials say. Sometimes I'm boosting a kick drum or cutting a kick drum 15 dB. So don't worry about that. Now my mid, this is a well-recorded kick drum, and I'm going to do another video on kick drums. But generally I'm going to cut anywhere from 600 to 800 hertz out. So hear the difference? Because generally on a kick drum or even a tom, that's going to be what's called a boxy area. It sounds like cardboard. Now, as I said, this is a well-recorded kick drum, so I'm not going to pull much out of it. Just enough. Okay, so now I want to give it some low end, some kick, some thump. I'm gonna turn this into a bell, this low shelf, because remember, it's not a filter, it's a shelf. So it looks like a shelf. If I'm like this, everything below this point gets boosted or cut. But if I put it on bell, it's just going to focus that point. And I'm going to go down to around 50 hertz. And, back to the end of the song here. Let's go back a little bit. Now listen to this. You hear how much beef that kick drum just picked up. See, that to me sounds good. Now, if I'm doing a metal album, I may go add, let's get it back over here. I may go in and add, say, 5K to really give it that click like a Metallica kind of drum. Insta Metallica. Okay, so now EQ off. EQ on. Massive difference. And so that's what an EQ is going to be used for. And again, I have the EQ built into every channel of the Mixbus 32C. I just wanted to use, even though it's unlicensed, I wanted to use the big version here to show you easier what it looks like rather than, hey, look at this little bitty dial here. So that way you get a good idea of what the EQ does for you in your DAW. And it depends on, if you put EQ before the compressor or if you don't use a compressor at all. There's many different ways you can use it, but this will give you an idea of how to use an EQ, an equalizer, and what it does. So hopefully this helps you guys. I'll see you in the next video.